Very pleased to be joined by one of UCLA's newest newcomers, Eric Dailey, transfer from Oklahoma State. Eric, how does it feel to be at UCLA?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the blue, man. It's really good. I love in LA so far.
When did you get in?
I got here beginning of June.
Okay.
Beginning of June. I just got here early just to get acclimated to everything, and just been here ever since. So,
what have been your takeaways from living in LA so far? What stood out to you?
First off, I'm surprised that it actually never rains here. Second, the traffic. The traffic is different.
Yeah. The traffic is definitely different. So where have you lived? Because I mean, the traffic situation is probably only comparable to probably Miami for places I've seen.
So I live in Bradenton, Florida. It's about 45 minutes from Tampa, and it's traffic, but it's not like LA. It's definitely different. It's definitely different traffic there. I'll say just Florida, the climate, how it's always sunny and nice out.
Yeah.
I think that's the similarities between here and Florida. But the rain part, it definitely rains a lot in Florida. So
yeah, I bet. And then workouts start official. The real workouts with coaches and everything, those start next week, right?
Yep, next Monday.
So you guys have just been doing like kind of on court, just
like going by yourself, and we get the guys together, might work out with whoever on my team and play pickup and just do little things until just getting our bodies right to get practice going. So that's it.
Got it. All right, so let's go through this recruitment process, because you had one out of high school, then you had this other one in the transfer portal. What were you looking for when you went into the portal? Like, what were your main goals, and how did UCLA kind of fit into those for you?
My main goals was just go to a program that could help me untap the potential inside myself that I know I have, and maybe some things that I don't know I have. I wanted to be part of a winning program. I feel like winning. I'm a winner. I've been winning a lot of things in my life, and I just want to continue that thing in college. And I feel like here was just the perfect place. I mean, obviously, a brand like UCLA is just like, it can take you as far as anywhere it could. Like, just even having this degree, having a UCLA degree helps you a long ways in life. And I feel like it just had all the criteria that I needed: the coach, the players, the LA. I mean, everything's out here. I mean, then just to play basketball in such a good city that has a lot of fan support. I mean, what else could I ask for here? So that was really one of the things, things I was looking for in my recruitment process.
And so how did the relationship build with UCLA? Did they contact you pretty much as soon as you were in the portal, or did it take a little bit of time? And then how did that kind of grow over time before you committed?
It really happened fast. I mean, as soon as I put my name, so the portal story is crazy. So I was, going back and forth myself, like, don't want to enter the portal this day. It was like Friday, and I was going to enter it Monday. And I was like, what I'm waiting for, right? So I entered Friday, right? And I went and worked out and put my phone down, came back to my phone. My phone had 1 million messages, right? So I'm going down through all the messages, and, I seen Savino text me, and I was like, ooh, UCLA, like that might – there's a lot of good schools that I reached out, but I think this one really caught my eye, and just started from there. Just kept talking, had some Zoom calls and conversations. Then, in the basketball world, it's small for us players, so we know everybody. So, I called Sky Clark calling me, saying how good the team's gonna be and all this. So it was just a little bit, just kind of regular recruiting, really, just getting the ear of what you want to hear, and getting the real as well. That was one thing I'll tell you about this coaching staff. They gave me the real on everything,
right?
And I appreciate people that just give you the real and be straight up. And we don't have time to be going, impress me with the other stuff. No, like, tell me how it is. Tell me how the bad days are. Tell me how the good days are. Tell me how it is when we're winning, when we're losing. Like, I need all that, all the rundown. So, just having a straightforward staff really made it easy for me. So.
Is that something you can tell in talking to a coaching staff, or do you kind of need the background info from like players who are on the team or players who have dealt with them before?
I think depending on, the type of player you are, the type of person you are, I feel like having the players' input and the coach's input, then making your own opinion out of that, that's probably the best thing. Because, some players might be like, oh, yeah, coach be tripping, or the coaching be like, everything's good. Coach ain't gonna be yelling. So like the players would give you the real, and the coaches would give you the real, and it's on you to really make your own opinion of what you think is real. And
are there coaches who don't yell? That doesn't seem right.
I haven't met one, me personally. I feel like all coaches have a longer tolerance, for allowing things than breaking point. Coaches are supposed to yell. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to think coaches don't yell. They're supposed to. That's their job. So but I feel like you can sense it too. Then just talking to people, when you can feel when you're being lied to.
Right.
Some people know when they're being lied to, and I didn't feel none of that coming here, and everybody was real straightforward with me. And I feel like in this point in my college career, I don't need to be convinced by things, to go to a place. I need just opportunity more to go certain places. So yeah.
Would you say that's how your kind of approach differed this time around compared to when you came out of high school? I know it was just a year basically before, but the recruiting process started earlier. Yeah. But did your approach change in that way?
I think my wants changed. I don't think because my last coach, he came to me with the same, the approach where he was straightforward and everything he said happened, and everything was good. It was just the situations that happened at the school obviously didn't turn out for us. So, but I feel like I know what type of people I want to be around, and I know what type of person I am, and I feel like this was just a place where I could be myself, and the coaches, everybody here understands that, and we all got the same common goal, which is winning a national championship.
All right, I want to get into your backstory a little bit because you've got an interesting. Your parents both played extensively, but your mom is a longtime coach. How do you think that has kind of influenced your development as a player, and how much does she provide you a second set of coaching after games?
Yeah, so that is funny. It's like coming from a basketball family. It's just like you can like understand certain things like faster. So like my mom said, I used to be drawing up plays on the board like at 5 years old and had no clue what I was drawing, but I was drawing plays up. So like when a coach draws a play up now, like I can understand it and comprehend it quick. And I feel like my mom, I seen her coach, and I seen her how she is coaching, and I seen her off the court, and it's two different people. So I understand how coaches need to be in the coaching environment.
Right.
So when the coach is, telling you to do certain things a certain way, I can understand, because I see my mom tell her players do a certain thing a certain way, and if it's not correct, we're gonna keep doing it till it's right, and that makes sense. So I feel like just understanding like what a coach puts into their team, I think that's what my mom gives me. She gives me that understanding of like, it's not easy. It's gonna be hard. Every day is not gonna be sunshine. It takes a little bit of barking to get the team going. And I think she gave me more of that understanding why coaches do certain things side. So I can relate to a lot of things like coaches do because I see my mom do it.
Got it. So that kind of perspective of that side of things.
Exactly.
What how old were you when you first had a basketball in your hands? Were we talking like 1 year old, 2 year old?
I got a baby picture with me on the basketball pillow holding the WNBA ball, and it was like I probably was like some months older because I couldn't walk. I was crawling. So yeah.
Was it an early love for you, or were you trying out a lot of different sports early on?
I liked a lot of different sports, but I feel like I was always in the gym. And I would just be there having fun, and like it was just fun to me, playing with that little ball and just throwing it all over the place and chasing it. And I think I don't feel like I was forced to play basketball. I just felt like it was supposed to be. Obviously, I'm in a basketball family, so like if I had kids, I probably want them to play basketball, of course. But I feel like I just kind of grew into it. Like it was the only thing I knew, and as I got older and I started realizing like, oh, I'm kind of all right at this. Like, let me keep going and let me see how far I can get. And about the age of like, I think when I got in like 8th grade, that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is my life. So let's max out. So that's all my focus been since then.
Did you have a growth spurt or anything, or was it just kind of constant from middle school on?
I think I've been like a constant grower. Like I grow like 2 inches each year almost. Like that's how I felt. That's how I felt growing up. Like I was like my freshman year, I was like 6'2". Actually, I did have a growth spurt my freshman and sophomore year. So I was like 6'1", 6'2". Then my sophomore year, I was like 6'5", 6'6". Then I kind of chilled for a little bit. Junior year, I was like 6'6". Then my senior year of high school, I was like 6'7", and now I'm like 6'8.5". So I guess I'm growing like, like a constant little chart. So
yeah, the only reason I asked is like watching some of your stuff from last year, especially, you can obviously see the guard skills. So you look kind of like a guy who maybe was a little bit smaller at one time and then shot up a little bit.
Yeah, so that's crazy because my dad had a growth spurt and he used to play guard. Then he grew. He was like 5'10" one summer, then grew to like 6'5" or something like that, like in the summer. And he always taught me to like have those guard skills. So I grew up playing like the point guard almost.
Right.
I was the biggest one in the court, and people was looking at me crazy, like, why are you dribbling the ball? Like, go play post, go set a screen tight. You feel me? So just having that guard play in my game early, developing that early, it helped long term to like have them skills now. So I feel like, I'm like, I don't even, when people ask me what position I play, I say small forward to keep it short.
Right.
But I'm really positionless. Like I can do a lot of things on the court. So
yeah, and it seems like basketball, is kind of shifting that way anyway. Like especially just the wing spots, like 2 through 4. Depending on the system, you're basically playing the same role, right?
Really, that's what I was saying. Like 2 through 4s now, like they're all guards.
Right.
4s are guards. You're just bigger than the 2 now. But you gotta be able to shoot the 3. You gotta be able to put the ball on the floor, make plays, then play defense at all 5 positions if you can. And that's really makes like a lot of solid players now. So
when the coaching staff was talking to you about kind of pitching you on UCLA and where you're going to be, were they talking to you? Were they talking about like what they did with Jaime Jaquez and how they were able to make him, from a basically playing similar 3-4, like doing a lot of stuff in there and then being a face-up guy? Was that part of the pitch?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like every time we talk about, or I have a question like how y'all want me to play, or where you see me in certain spots, like it's either go watch Jaime or they send me a file of Jaime highlights. Like it's one or the other. Like so I think that's kind of the way they want me to play in that mid-range area, and just be all over the court, just be effective, just be a basketball player, kind of how he was. He was a big guard, using your body down low, be able to hit open shots. I feel like these are all things I'm capable of, and I'm willing to bring to this team. So I feel like they kind of throw like be kind of like Jaime, but be yourself. So I feel like he did a lot of great things, and I've been watching his film, and he definitely got moves that I have as well, and we kind of got a similar game that I haven't really shown college yet. And
I'm interested, like when you're talking about your strengths of your game, obviously being a coach's son, basketball IQ has to be up there, right? When you're thinking about, because I'm thinking about Jaime too. When you watch some of the reads he's making and the passes he's making, it's like, oh, that's really good stuff. Is that something that you think is a strength of your game?
Yeah, I feel like my basketball IQ just comes naturally, just like instinct, and I do research and I watch film, and I definitely study the game. I'm a student of the game, but I feel like a lot of those things, like certain reads I might make, just come from just playing like at the park,
right?
Just like natural instincts that would do, like maybe I get double team and somebody's in the opposite corner. Maybe I can skip it across court to the other corner where nobody is there, and that's an open shot. Or, I might drive baseline and I see a cutter. I can shuffle pass it between 2-3 people.
Right.
Like, just like certain things like that. I feel like the best plays are made without thinking. And sometimes the best plays might be plays like just happen naturally. Like maybe it might not be. Maybe it might be I'm going up for a layup, and then I see 3 hands, and I have to pass it, and I just throw it to somebody else, or like find the open man. I feel like basketball should be played on instinct. I don't think it's like something you can study.
Got it. So I'm always interested in this because I think guys kind of differ on their opinions on this, but whether it's, you know, something that you can, you know, really attack the film room, and I'm sure that's an asset, but how much of it is just the experience of playing and the muscle memory of like, I've done this. I've seen the ball carry him this way this many times. I know exactly which way it's going to go. I know how to flow this up to the opposite side, you know, all that.
I feel like the only way to be good at basketball is just play it.
Yeah.
You got to keep playing. I mean, you can drill, you know, you can put cones out there, you can have your trainers, but it's nothing going to simulate of you actually going up and down with 9 other guys on the court. So,
and then just kind of with the team so far, you said you knew Sky before this. Were you familiar with any of these other guys? Had you talked to any of them before, and how have you connected since you've been on campus?
So, you know, like basketball world is small, so you hear about a lot of these guys just like growing up in high school. Like I knew DA, me and DA played at Top 100 camp together. Right. So we played there. Kobe Johnson is a brother of my old teammate, Jalen Johnson, that plays that plays for the Hawks now. Then Scott, our dads knew each other. Like they're from the same city and they're kind of like big brother, little brother kind of. So that we kind of like cousins kind of in a sense. So we already knew each other from just being family. Then like a lot of the guys now, I just got them met and everybody's pretty cool. I like our team chemistry, you know, got a little good personalities, you know, a lot of hard workers, which is good mix. So like you want to go to war with guys that's going to keep the spirits up. And I feel like this is the perfect team. And
when, obviously there's a ton of transfers coming in this year, a couple new freshmen as well. But I don't know, because you've had a year of experience in college, but like, how do you anticipate and maybe draw on some of your basketball experience previous to this, IMG or whatever, but how hard is it to kind of gel with a new group of guys? Because basketball is so much, as you said, feel and kind of the experience with each other. How do you anticipate that developing over the next couple of months?
I think we just got to continue to play with each other. Like right now, we go in on our own and play pickup with each other just to get everybody's time in, know what everybody, you know, skill set. We'll see what everybody's strengths is. But just really you got to go up and down with your team. And that's the only way that you build that chemistry. You know, you got to mess up some lobs. You got to miss some passes, you know. You gotta do certain things so when it's time to play, we know how to do it now. Like everything's gonna be moving smoothly, and that's my hope for this team. Is by the time our first game arrives, that it'll look like we played with each other for 4 years. So,
who are you going against the most in these pickup games? Is it Tyler?
I guard everybody. So I guard Tyler. I guard DA. I guard Sebas. I guard William Kyle. Sometimes I guard Devin. I guard everybody. So I couldn't really tell you exactly. I guard Kobe. So I'm kind of like the 1 through 5 guy. Like I just guard whoever got the ball.
Anyone the most challenging for you so far?
So most challenging, I'll say most challenging. I feel like everybody got like a different game, so I got to move differently with each person.
Sure.
I say everybody, you know, everybody's making me work. Of course, I ain't just gonna get no easy stops. I like Tyler. Tyler got a nice turnaround game. He got some good touch in the rim, and it's like, you know, he's a little bit bigger than me, so it give me a little challenge just to really like keep him in front of me and not getting knocked off my path. So I'll probably say Tyler. Just he can stretch the floor as well. So
it's great. As I asked about like who you're going up against, and you went all defense. You went all like who I'm guarding, which 5 guys I'm guarding. You know who would love that answer?
Who?
Mick Cronin.
Oh, of course. I think that's why I'm here to do exactly those things.
Awesome. All right. Well, Eric, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck the rest of the summer.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.